Hey, so in this video we'll be doing the Easter eggs and predictions for Season 5, Episode 20 of Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So beware spoiler, not caught up, plus any spoilers from Infinity War, so be aware of that. And so, this episode was dealing with Talbot becoming Graviton, and the very first thing he says, right when he enters the Remora's ship, he actually calls them ETs. So it's nice that he still had his sense of humor is still there, even though he's going to a darker path. So yeah. And we do meet the Confederacy members in this episode, and Hale actually is trying to tell them who was on the board or whatever, and she starts listing them off, calling Collusions, Rajax, Astrans, Remoras, and two other members she doesn't refer to, but we do find out one of them is Sakuri, but we don't know the other one. But yeah. And Collusions, Rajax, and Astrans are actually aliens from the comics. They are very minor ones, but they are still from the comics. So it's nice that they brought them on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because they're probably never going to show up on in the actual movies. So it's nice that they brought them here. And as Talbot was going through the process of becoming Graviton, he actually does get his the Graviton costume from the comics, but with minor tweaks, because he still has the blue outfit with red circles. He has his his beard or goatee or whatever. But the only thing that's very different is in the comics he has a white cape, and but in here he has a black robe. So that's the only thing that's very different here. And so yeah. And going to the S.H.I.E.L.D. side, we have Yo-Yo confronting Daisy after she got home, and she's basically putting blame on Daisy for agents dying and Coulson missing, which is not really true, because she should really be putting the blame on herself, because all this wouldn't have happened if she didn't kill Ruby. Because the only reason Remoras invaded the lighthouse is because Ruby was killed. So it's really her fault for all this to happen, and it wasn't Daisy's fault for being sent out on a mission to make sure Robin and Polly and Krill were safe. So it's really not her fault. But anyway, and I'm gonna go back to her Yo-Yo in the conversation later in a bit. But we had Talbot actually refer to himself as Earth's Mightiest Hero, which is a reference to the Avengers. I've said this before, and they do actually name drop the Avengers in this episode. But Earth's Mightiest Hero actually is a double meaning in this episode, because the person who said it, Talbot, the actor who plays him, actually is the voice of Iron Man, so he is an Earth's Mightiest Hero. So it's so nice that they had a little reference to another project of Talbot's work. So yeah. And we had Daisy, after the fight with Yo-Yo, Daisy goes to her room, and she sees lemons on her bed, even though she has no idea, and she confides in Deke about how everyone that gets close to her dies, and she starts listing off Jiaying and Lincoln, and right when Lincoln's name was brought up, it just broke Deke. So he decides to not actually confess his love to Daisy. Instead, he actually tells Daisy that he actually is Fitz and Simmons' grandchild. So at that point, Daisy actually has this realization that I don't exactly know what she was going to say. I have some ideas, but if you have any funny ideas of what Daisy was going to say here, comment down below. She says, "You and Fitz are both blank 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 special people." So what was that blank was going to originally say instead of special people? Just comment down below. And then we have Mac and Fitz, and Mac is getting a lot of hate lately. I agree what Mac said in this episode. What he said was nothing wrong, but he could have been a bit phrased better. But what he said was, when does killing become the only way? We're S.H.I.E.L.D. Aren't we supposed to be better than that? And that is true. Every single time they've faced some evil or whatever, they've always tried a different way of going about it besides killing. they didn't kill Ward multiple times. They They put Ward in prison. They tried to give him a better life with Kira. They tried to redeem Kira and made her try to become who she was before Hydra brainwashed her. They tried to redeem Ada, and then they also captured Gideon Malik. So every single time they've always tried to make the better option instead of killing. And with Mac, he feels like Yo-Yo didn't do that. Like what Mac said, she executed executed this kid. So yeah, that's where he's coming from. And also, someone pointed this out, the reason he's probably feeling this way, like to this extent, is because he just recently lost his kid a second time, so he can sympathize with Hale in a way that a lot of the other agents couldn't, because he just recently lost a kid, and hearing that Yo-Yo just executed a kid, that's probably why he's gone to this extent. So yeah, that's just why he's probably feeling this way. And then you had Yo-Yo or Daisy confronting Simmons, and I honestly don't understand this situation, because Daisy says this isn't a morality debate, and I don't understand why Simmons would feel dissecting Jiaying and helping Coulson or saving Coulson is a morality debate, because this whole situation, I don't understand why it's a morality debate, because it's not like Simmons hasn't already dissected a person before. So why would dissecting Jiaying be a morality debate? And if she brought up the fact that Coulson has to die to save the world, then I would understand her side. But she never brought that up, so why? Why was that whole scene even a morality debate? And speaking of, this is why I wanted to what I was hinting at earlier about Yo-Yo and Fitz and all this, where I have a really bad feeling about, this is technically a prediction, but still, I have a really bad feeling about one of these scenarios, because we already had Yo-Yo had an ultimatum to choose from, where you either help us find a way to save Coulson, or you can leave the team. And by the end of the episode, she actually finds that she made the choice of staying because she doesn't want to lose her family. And this is what the seer said, was that what's called loyalty was the reason that Earth's destruction. So it might be dangerous there. But then you had Fitz or Daisy and Simmons. Daisy convinced Simmons to help Daisy and May to save Coulson. So it seems like they're heading in that same direction. But then you had Mac and Fitz, where it's a very, very bad situation, I feel like, because he says that Mac says to Fitz that he needs to be fixed, which there could have been a better way to phrase it, but he is dealing with two different mindsets of Hydra and S.H.I.E.L.D., so he could go either way, and especially the way that he was dealing with the whole Jiaying near the end of the episode. I have a really bad feeling that he might go against S.H.I.E.L.D. and go a darker path than our S.H.I.E.L.D. team would be willing to do. That's just my opinion on that whole scenario. I feel like Fitz might be going to a darker path than the rest of the S.H.I.E.L.D. team that are choosing to save Coulson. So yeah, and then you had some references to Malik and the Project Distant Star, which is referring to the Maveth and Hive and all that kind of stuff from season 3. They name dropped the Avengers. And then Cassius name dropped or said the same phrase that Cassius used in the future, or his son used in the future, Hidden Blue Gem. So it's nice that they still caught that, put that little detail in. And then here's a little thing that a lot of people are saying. I've seen a lot of people are saying that this whole season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is leading up to Infinity War. And in this episode, they do name drop Thanos 4 times, I believe, and tease the Black Order. And I don't understand where people are coming from here, because if you've been watching this show this whole season, you would know what they're dealing with isn't going to be Thanos, and the reason the Earth destruction isn't because of Thanos, it's because of Graviton. That's most likely. So Thanos, if you watch the movie, Thanos did not destroy the world. He snapped his finger and people started disappearing. So that is not. I don't understand how people are saying that this whole season is leading up to Infinity War, when it's in reality, Infinity War is just an afterthought for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. at this moment. So yeah, I don't understand why people are thinking that, but sure. And speaking of Thanos and the Infinity War, this is where my prediction comes in. At the end of the movie, Thanos snaps his finger and people start disappearing. So it's a possibility that our S.H.I.E.L.D. team, some of our S.H.I.E.L.D. team, could disappear. And these are just for example. It could be Coulson, could be Coulson, could be Mac, could be Fitz, could be Davis. Just for example, I have no exact theory about who is going to disappear in this instance, but it could be a cool possible way of bringing the multiverse theory that I brought up last episode into season 6, because if those people were to disappear at the end of this season, they could bring in multiverse, a different universe, Coulson, Fitz, Mac, into this universe, and they could actually be dealing with the same scenario, but the opposite way where the opposite people disappeared in their universe, and they're trying to figure out a way to get them back. But then, as the episode progresses, they could actually be dealing with a way of grieving their deaths in a way, because they might not come back after the finger snap is undone. So it would be cool if they could actually have a different alternate universe people come to our universe, or their universe of 199,999, and actually help our team have like a grieving process and whatnot. And I would think it would be a cool idea if Coulson were to disappear in this finger snap. He could actually, the alternate universe Coulson could actually help Daisy become a better leader, where it could be like a co-lead, a co-director for next season. And by the end of the 6th season, Coulson could return, like our Coulson, but it would be still too late for Coulson to be saved, and they have to actually accept the fact that Coulson is gonna die, and Daisy has to come up and make the decision of becoming the leader of S.H.I.E.L.D. I would think that would be a cool idea if they were to get a 6th season and continue on with the whole aftermath of Thanos. That's just my idea. Comment down below if I missed any Easter eggs or references, and if you have any predictions for the next couple episodes, or season 6, if we ever get a season 6. See ya.